Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday and welcome to Motivation Monday, episode 22. I'm Luke Frazier, host here at the thewhyblog, where we are making stories matter by creating connection through conversation. Every Wednesday, we'll put out a conversation with somebody who is really living their why. We talk about their journey, their failures, their successes, and ultimately, their why. But every Monday, we'll put out a focus of the week. This week's focus, talking about the process, part 2, on failing. Now, I have to point out first that I am a huge fan of challenges, of failures, and I think that they are the most important part of our process, of our journey. Mainly because it is where we can grow. It is the time and space that we have to truly sort of test who we really are, what our values are, what our mission is, and what our core beliefs are. And why is failing so important? It is because this is a space where we can grow, where we can learn, where we can actually take these negative experiences and just turn them into growth opportunities. Now, I've really sort of recently loved this idea and sort of practice of having one of these failures, a challenge, right, this experience over here, and trying to shorten the time that I become aware that it is actually a positive experience. So most recently, I've had sort of, challenging experiences, and sometimes it'll take a day or maybe a week to look back and say, oh my gosh, I learned something new from that experience about, my life, about me, about how I react to things, or about how other people should be interacting and how I should be interacting with other people. And I think that is sort of the key to failing and challenges. And it's not that we need to, be noticing it right away. But the more that we can become aware that, in fact, it was not a negative experience, but this failure or this challenge was a positive growth opportunity, that really, I think, will help set us up for enjoying this process called life. Now, if you recall my talk last week where I shared Tim McGeeney's talk to the Bernathen College lacrosse team, he finished his talk with failures. And by the way, if you have not yet checked that out, I really highly recommend checking out last week's conversation on the podcast. But Tim finished speaking on failures. And one thing that he mentioned was this sort of biology finding called stress wood. And where these scientists sort of created this biosphere and they wanted to create our world in a bubble. And what they found when they planted a tree where there was sort of nothing, there wasn't wind, there wasn't, they had sunlight, but there wasn't really any other external forces at hand. When they planted a tree, it would grow and it would fall over. And they found that this happened because there was no wind. And in our natural world, when a tree grows, it actually grows and it needs the wind to create stress so it grows its roots deeper. And the wind will blow the other way and it'll grow deeper. And as the tree grows and wind keeps manipulating it, it uses this stress, these challenges, to become stronger. If you think about working out, if any of you are athletes out there and are working out, when you work out, you actually are tearing some of your muscle so it can rebuild and become better. So as we go about our days this week and in the upcoming months, try to find that awareness around these failing experiences, around these challenges in your own life. And yes, they can be big. One of my favorite things is looking at this piece in The Lion King where Rafiki hits Simba on the head. And Simba's like, oh man, that hurt. But Rafiki says, it's in the past. But sometimes, yes, the past can matter. But the past can hurt. And we think it matters. But it's in the past. And it doesn't. So we look forward and we learn from it. and we grow from it. So this week, focusing on failures, try to ask yourself this question. How can I take this failure, this negative experience, this challenge, and grow from it? Hey everybody, thanks so much for listening and tuning in to this week's Motivation Monday. I am so excited to share this week's conversation coming up Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. And hey, get connected with us. We're up on Instagram now at #the_why_blog. Check us out there. I'll be posting some pictures from past conversations. And I just want to thank each and every one of you for connecting. I really appreciate it. And keep being amazing. This is Luke from the Why Blog. Over and out.